Hey guys, it's Bailey. I am the project manager for Capstone this year, and I'm going to show you what it's like to be a project manager. So, first things first, you're in charge of organizing the whole team. So, meeting deadlines, everything that's up to you to make sure everyone stays on track. I do this with Asana. So, each sub team has its own subtask project thing over here. So, this one is the project manager and lead engineer. Everyone can organize theirs differently. Each sub team can pretty much organize it however they want, as long as they're assigning tasks to people and setting due dates. So I every week assign a review for everyone. So they have to do their documentation and they have to do a meet review. So documentation, basically, you just put your name, your sub team, and then you pretty much just talk about what you did that week. That way we have some really good documentation about what got done for each sub team and where we are as a team. So you can see those questions. And then these will all go in the engineering notebook. So that way, whatever judges are looking at our notebook can see kind of the process and how we got to where we are with our robot. So in addition to that, they have to do a meet review. So everyone who's at the meet, everyone on the team, but if you weren't at the meet, you have to just watch the review videos that we made of each match. And then you basically just talk about what we did well and what we need to fix. So what did we do well? How can we redesign the robot to better work with our strategy? Or if we have a new strategy, how we should redesign the robot to fit that. That way, everything gets done. Then as you can see, like I said, each sub team can kind of organize however they'd like. Each one does it differently. But I focus mostly on media and outreach because those are the two teams that I oversee. So I have to make sure that they're meeting deadlines and that everything's getting done smoothly. So in addition to Asana, I also run the website. It's really, really easy. We just use Google Sites because it's super simple and pretty much anyone can figure out how to work it. So I can show you a little bit of what it looks like. It starts out with an About Us page. So here's our team. As you can see, the team picture kind of got cut off. That's unfortunate. But I'll have to go in and fix that. But here is all our bios and our team pictures to show kind of who our team is, and then something at the top about just a little blurb about us. And then the engineering notebook. So the engineering notebook is definitely a work in progress every year. It changes as the robot changes and it changes just as time goes on. So as you can see, ours is not done, but we do have the documentation section in and the team bio section and everything will be coming soon. So in addition to those, we have match videos on the website. So each week that we do a meet, we upload all of the matches that we run, the live matches, not the test matches. We upload all the live matches to YouTube and then put the links on the website so that anyone can go watch those if they want. And then finally, Trevor does podcasts, and those are also linked on the website. So feel free to go look at that. Finally, one of the big organization pieces is our Google Drive. So we have a shared Google Drive folder that has all the information from Capstone from the past 5 or 6 years. As you can see, each year has a folder. So when we were talking about the engineering notebook, I can show you a bit of an example from last year. Like I said, ours isn't done because it's a work in progress. It won't be done till the end of this year. But last year's is a very good example of what your engineering notebook needs to look like. So what it'll have is it'll definitely have all of your documentation. And so everyone on your team, you can decide how they do documentation. Last year they did daily and weekly. This year we're only doing weekly. But that's totally up to you to decide how you want to do that. But that'll all go in the notebook as well as any weighted decision matrices, any designs, any brainstorming, any strategy breakdowns, those kinds of things. It'll all go in the notebook. Pretty much if you make a decision, you need to document it. Because the judges are going to be looking through this notebook and that's how they decide which awards you get. So you also need to make sure that you have laid out different things for each award. So the control award, you want to make sure you have a lot of programming in there. Design award, you want to make sure that you have a very detailed documentation for your design, those kinds of things. Inspire and Think award, you need a lot of outreach, those kinds of things. So there's also really good examples of the notebook, including this one that are printed out in the back room. There's a bucket with all of the binders in them. So feel free to look through those if you'd like. But other than that, oh, and the social media. I also run all the social media. So our Twitter, our Instagram, and our YouTube. Trevor and I help run those. So feel free to look into all of that if you'd like. And if you have any questions, please let me know. This is my second year of being project manager. So while I still have some stuff to learn, I'd like to think I've got a lot of it figured out and I know some tips and tricks. So feel free to ask me directly or submit questions to that Google form. So thanks, guys.